Good morning, Pirates, so welcome back to another installment of Chs Tv. I'm Maddie and Matt.
And I'm Matt Krupa, and thank you for tuning in on this gloomy Friday.
The blood drive is today in the Honor Gym. Make sure you have eaten and hydrated to reduce the risk of extreme fatigue during your donation. Please bring your pass with you to the gym at your designated time and wait your turn to help out. If you have any questions, see Ms. Gartland or Mrs. Laskowski.
All Invention Convention registration forms are also due today. Don't miss your chance to show off what you can create when you put your mind to something. You must see Ms. Coker by the end of the day today to drop off your forms.
The Art Club will now meet every Thursday after school from 2:15 to 4:30 to work on the pirate ship mural. It is requested that you make arrangements for a ride home before attending. Please guide any questions to Mrs. DePietro.
Golfers, there will be an interest meeting in Mr. Jenkins' room E175 after school on Tuesday, February 11th. Direct any questions to Mr. Jenkins.
Seniors, the senior trip meeting is Wednesday, February 12th at 7 p.m. You must come with a parent or guardian to the auditorium to be allowed to attend the trip. Registration for spring sports is now still open until February 26th. Registration is located on the school website under athletes. The spring sports season begins on March 5th.
With Black History Month upon us, there are multiple events taking place nearby to help celebrate. Some, not too far from now, range from movie watching in the library on February 13th and a showing of the movie Just Mercy at the AMC Lowe's Movie Theater on February 18th. This movie is based off the book, which is about a man named Cinnaminson who gives his account on how he tackled the injustices in our criminal law system. It's a true story of an innocent man who served 6 years on death row before being proved innocent with the help of Brian Stevenson and his law associates.
The tickets for this movie are only $5 on February 18th, and you should be at AMC Lowe's of Cherry Hill by 3:30. The paperback copy of Just Mercy is available in the library today. Simply pick it up and sign up to join the discussion on Wednesday, February 26th in the library after school.
For the month of February, Today in History focuses on Black History Month. This week, Junior, Alyssa Troutman, highlights an important civil rights activist. Take a look.
Born and raised in Chicago, Diane Nash became an influential leader in the civil rights movement of the 1960s. After high school, Nash attended the historically black Fisk University in Tennessee, where she first encountered the Jim Crow laws of segregation and discrimination. To combat these laws, Nash helped organize the Nashville Lunch Counter Sit-ins in 1960. When the protesters were arrested, Nash and the activists refused to pay their bail and served out their prison sentences to shed a greater light on the injustice of segregation. Her protests in Nashville led to similar events in nearly 70 U.S. cities. She famously met the Nashville's mayor, Ben West, and asked him one simple question.
I asked the mayor, first of all, Mayor West, do you feel that it's wrong to discriminate against a person solely on the basis of his race or color?
The mayor admitted publicly that he agreed with her and that segregation was wrong. 3 weeks later, the lunch counters of Nashville were desegregated. Diane Nash's activism did not stop in Nashville. Along with John Lewis, she became a founding member of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, or SNCC. This youth movement harnessed the leadership and energies of young people from all racial, ethnic, and cultural backgrounds. Nash helped organize the famous freedom rides that challenged bus segregation in the American South. One of Nash's greatest legacies was promoting nonviolent protests in order to achieve social justice and equality. In 1965, she worked with Dr. Martin Luther King's SCLC to organize the march from Selma to Montgomery, where they would demand African Americans equal access to voting rights. When the marchers crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge, they were brutally attacked by the Alabama State Police. This event shocked the nation and led President Lyndon Johnson to press for a National Voting Rights Act, which was passed and was signed into law in 1965. When asked about her accomplishments, Nash remains humble. She claimed, "It took many thousands of people to make the changes that we made, people whose names will never be known. They'll never get the credit for the sacrifices they've made, but I will remember them." This Black History Month, we remember Diane Nash for her leadership and contributions towards a more equal America.
Thanks, Alyssa. After school today, girls basketball is away at Pemberton starting at 5 p.m. And boys basketball are playing at home versus Doane Academy starting at 5:15. Come support Pirates Wrestling as they take on Point Pleasant Borough, which is away at 6 p.m. on Monday, February 10th. This will be the first round of NJSI AA playoffs for the team. Best of luck to everyone.
Congratulations to Lizzie Hibisky, the gold coin winner for week 1 in the month of perseverance. Lizzie was nominated by Mrs. Demiri. Please pick up your gold coin in the main office.
Have you been enjoying the content we've been bringing you each week? Are you interested in our segments or the operating of a TV show production? Course selection is just around the corner and TV broadcasting is open for enrollment for next school year. It also happens to be the subject of this week's Elective Showcase. Check it out.
Title. All right, live to the studio in 10 seconds. Live to the desk in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, desk.
So TV broadcasting, the goal of it is to expose students to industry standards. So by giving students the opportunity to use the technology that we have in this class, we're giving them a comparable experience to what they would experience in the TV industry.
I've been an anchor before, and a lot of that, it's like just prepping for the week, getting your script ready. As a class, you do a bunch of stuff like a lot of editing and taking a lot of film, and I was never interested in TV broadcasting, and I never thought I would be.
Students in the class write and produce and edit and film the show live on a Thursday afternoon in class, handling all production responsibilities themselves.
It's just cool, because like, they're like, oh, we saw you in the news today. Teachers would be like, oh, good job on the news, good job on the news, or good job doing that, good job doing that. It's like, it's cool, yeah.
Students come away feeling a really big sense of accomplishment in what they produce each week.
I like the dynamic in the sense that everyone is doing something different. We're not all focused on the same thing, so it's very much running a class like industry, right? We all have different roles and responsibilities, and we rely on each other as a team to get the job done.
The goal of it is to give students a real insight into what it's like to produce live television every week. So what you see behind me is like the brain of TV broadcasting. It's a device called TriCaster, and it essentially is what is used in live television. So any show that's taped in a studio in front of an audience will use something very similar. This gives you the tools to do everything that they can do, right? Whether it's switching back and forth between different cameras and playing back video. It's the most complicated piece of equipment that we have, but it is absolutely necessary to the production of the show. We have an audio board and a teleprompter, and the kids all use headsets to communicate with one another. We have a whole fleet of Macs that are loaded up with the Adobe editing suite, so all the post-production that they do is done with Adobe Premiere Pro.
I'm probably the best anchor. I mean, it's Zach Mack, come on now.
Man, I'm glad I decided to take this class last year. Not even gonna lie, I was kind of forced to be in here and skeptical of what it was going to be like. But now that I'm here, I don't want to leave. I can't wait to come back next year.
Wait, you're graduating next year. What are you even talking about?
Shh, you weren't supposed to tell anyone. I was keeping a secret. I'm coming back next year to help out.
We're live on camera.
Well, anyway, in other news, I'm starving right now and I could really go for a cheesesteak.
Oh yeah? Where would you go to get a good cheesesteak?
Easy question, easy answer. Hands down, Gaetano's. You can never go wrong with them, and they always make it just right for you.
I was thinking about Steve's cheesesteaks. You obviously haven't had a good cheesesteak, and you don't know what you're talking about if you don't go there.
You really just said that?
I really did.
Well, while Matt and I are arguing about how I'm right and he is wrong, let's take a look at this week's Ask the Staff, where we ask the teachers what they think about this. Check it out.
Each week we ask the staff a different question. This week we asked, what's your favorite place to get a cheesesteak? Let's see what they had to say.
Well, love Melanie's, but if I was going over the bridge, probably Pat's Steaks.
It's got to be Pat's in Philly. Whiz wit.
Pat's or Geno's? I haven't been there in so long.
Pat's.
Geno's.
Well, locally, probably the Yellow Sub. But if I get a chance to go to Philly, probably Geno's.
Geno's?
Jim's. D'Alessandro's.
Gitano's Wallenboro.
You know what, I'll just say Gitano's.
Maybe Gitano's.
The Red Barn Tavern in Center City. It's on like 4th and Market. Very good.
Meatheads in Lawrenceville.
Tony Luke's.
I like Joe's in Fishtown. I think they have a great cheesesteak.
Donkey's.
John's roast pork. That's not even, please. John's roast pork. It's not even a competition.
Tony Luke's.
Tony Luke's.
The Prince of Steak, Steve's.
I gotta go with Jim's because that's like throwback to the college days. 2 a.m. Jim's cheesesteak.
Jim's.
I don't eat meat. So I can go Ishkabibbles, you know, we can go to a vegetarian cheesesteak.
I don't eat cheesesteaks.
I don't like cheesesteaks.
Not a cheesesteak man, but I love an Italian roast pork at the Nex in Reading Terminal Market.
I don't like cheesesteak.
My favorite place to get a cheesesteak is the one that is closest to where I am right now.
My personal preferences. Yeah? Huh? I gotta tell. Mr. Wilson has just informed me that the correct answer is actually John's roast pork, and has been proven by science to be the greatest cheesesteak ever invented. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Dimitri.
You know, I'm actually getting pretty hungry right now. I think we should end the show and go get some food. I think we should go to Steve's where it's actually the best.
Great idea. I completely agree, except we're going to Gitano's because, you know, that's the best. We discussed that.
Yeah, okay.
Yup. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you have any questions, concerns, ideas, or want to tell us what the best place is to get a cheesesteak, email us at cinnaminsonTV@gmail.com.
From all of us here at Chs Tv, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your Friday.